Hi everybody, Arthur Arkush here for ChicagoFootball.com along with Kevin Fishbain and Arthur Arkush as we get ready to preview Bears Seahawks. We're coming to you from Hallis Hall on Wednesday before the game, first meeting with the players and the coaches. And Kevin, I think it's safe to say they're focused on the task ahead. Vic Fangio in particular had some nice things, some scary things to say about Russell Wilson and the Seattle offense.
Yeah, and Vic Fangio knows that offense well from when he was in San Francisco. And I think we talked to a lot of the players. They're very well aware of the speed that Russell Wilson brings, that zone read. I mean, I know it's a preseason game. Do you remember what they did to the Bears in the week 3 of the preseason last year? Now, that was a defense that really struggled with the misdirection. This defense has struggled with different things. We haven't seen them have the opportunity to really cover a zone read type offense yet, so we'll have to see how they handle Wilson and Lynch, two of the best in the business.
You know, Arthur, it was interesting. Fangio was asked what he's seen of Jimmy Graham so far. Clearly, Seattle has not used him the way they intended to when they traded for him, and yet Fangio pointed out he's still a dangerous weapon.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he wasn't asked specifically about kind of the puzzling usage, but he said Jimmy Graham, very, very good after the catch, very good at muscling people around, and he's got that deceptive speed for a guy his size. So I don't think there's any question this is going to be the toughest test yet for the Bears' new safeties, including rookie Adrian Amos. I think Christian Jones and Shea McClellan are going to have to get in on the action. And after Graham kind of came out and talked about how he's not sure what his role is in the offense, you'd have to think the Seahawks are going to make it a point to get him involved.
And it is interesting, Kevin, as you prepare for this football team, after Russell Wilson, of course, Marshawn Lynch, and now hopefully Jimmy Graham, not a lot of weapons that scare you, and yet these are Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, that offense has not played it that well the first 2 weeks, but they've been on the road. They're a different team at home. They always have been. The offensive line is kind of shaky. It's one place you would think the Bears could try to exploit, but the Bears haven't had a pass rush yet at all. So, you know, I think on one side of the field, if the Bears are going to win a matchup, it's going to have to be with their defense. But we haven't seen anything in the first 2 games to lead us to believe they can win that matchup.
Arthur, the Seattle defense does scare you. It should scare you. Bet they've given up 31 or 34 actually in 27 points so far this year, and they're playing the run pretty well. 8th against the run. Normally you can't run on them at all. The Bears have only got one way they can attack them, really. That's going to be the matchup to watch.
Yeah, and that's what's a little scary is the Bears are going to be clearly one-dimensional with Jimmy Clausen at the helm, which is unfortunate because as good as Seattle's secondary is as star-laden as it is, that's where they've had issues, is deep down the field. Obviously, they get Cam Chancellor back this week, but while it's troubling, it's been encouraging for Chicago what they've been able to do. This should be a Matt Forte game. This should be an opportunity if the offensive line can get the penalty issues in sync with the loudest, road environment in football. There's an opportunity to maybe get some movement and get Forte going.
Yeah, and Kevin, I don't think Cam Chancellor is the difference between the 29 points a game they're giving up this year, the 15 they gave up last year, but both motivationally and playing in the box against a team that wants to run the football, he will make a difference.
He will. He's a difference-making player. He's a type that can make an impact play, whether it's against the run or the pass. And, when you consider him and Earl Thomas back there going against Jimmy Clausen in this offense that has had, it's going to have its challenges with Clausen back there. They're going to have to rely on the run, and Chancellor gives Seattle another weapon to stop that.
Finally, guys, there is the 12th man. I have broadcast on the radio from every stadium in the NFL, and the field in Seattle is different. I'm not saying the fans are better. You guys are the best. It's the only stadium I've worked from the sidelines on where you can feel your body start to vibrate as the noise wells up. The stadium shakes. It is an unbelievable home field advantage, and with the Seahawks 0-2 in their home opener, it's going to be a tough spot for the Bears to deal with. We've got all the preview for you coming up right here at ChicagoFootball.com.